We are with Frank from Hatebreed. Hello, Frank. How are you?
Good. I'm having a good day so far.
Yeah.
Can't complain, but I will at some point.
Let's talk, Frank, about the Divinity of Purpose, your sixth full length, and are you happy for the final results?
Actually, we're really happy with the last record. We kind of thought that the record was kind of all killer and no filler, we called it, or we thought that every track was strong throughout, and we've been performing anywhere from 4 to 6 songs off it every night. And we were able to squeeze out a couple videos, one for Honor Never Dies and the other one for Put It to the Torch. And the response has been great, not only from the fans but from the critics as well. And we just feel that was a strong effort for us to be, we have to walk such a fine line when we make a record nowadays because we've crossed over into the metal scene so much. From the hardcore scene, we have a lot of people to make happy. And we thought that we did a good job with this one. So,
what about the process of it? How was it born?
Oh, Jamie and Chris are the sole songwriters. They have been since day one, so they come up with their versions of the songs, and we, as a group, decide what's good and what's not, and we go from there. So,
what about this Italian tour? Are you happy with it?
About what?
This Italian tour, are you happy for it?
It's good to be back, for sure. I feel like in Europe, we don't get to do too many bigger festivals or anything like that in Italy, so it's good to always come back and play the smaller shows. We're still trying to build it here. I think that there's a lot of markets that we can go to and play, and we've been working Spain a lot lately in the last couple of years. Would like to see us try to do the same thing with Italy and play more all over the whole country rather than just the main spots. But to be able to be here for 3 shows, it's fun. We're glad to be back.
I read an interview in which you say that you didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but just wanted to make something heavy and aggressive with an old school vibe. Do you feel like you achieved your purpose, your final purpose?
Well, I mean, I'm a firm believer if it's not broke, then don't fix it. I mean, the last thing you want to do is go to the store and buy a Motorhead record and not have it sound like Motorhead. We know what the people that like Hatebreed want, and we just need to continue to come up with something that sounds like Hatebreed, but is still fresh at the same time, which is very tricky 20 years in now. But I think that we did a good job with that. So,
back in the album, what's your favorite song and why?
I don't know. It always changes. I think if you asked me at the beginning when the record came out a year ago, I would have said maybe Before the Fight or something like that. I don't know. Dead Man Breathing's fun to play every night live, and Honor Never Dies. The crowd, the people have really responded to that one. I'm sure having a video for that song has a lot to do with it. But that's kind of our anthem, if you will, for this record. As Destroy Everything was on Supremacy and I Will Be Heard was on Perseverance. We're really trying to push that as the anthem for this record for us anyhow. And the response has been good for it so far, and I think that right now Honor Never Dies probably is my favorite song to play off the record.
Hatebreed is one of the most famous metalcore bands. Is it your sound more metal or more hardcore?
I'll leave that up for the kids and the fans to argue about on the internet all day. We don't get too wrapped up in that. We are a crossover band at the end of the day. We're in both of those worlds. And whether you want to call us the big fish in the small pond or the small fish in the big pond, whatever it is, we're just happy to be in both ponds and to be able to have both scenes behind us. So it's good, but it's both. Definitely, it's both.
What's your opinion about the metal scene, the metalcore scene of today?
I mean, it's so different now. I mean, you have so many bands and so many little subgenres. I mean, you could call one band metalcore and another band metalcore, and they don't sound like each other. Like I said, we don't get wrapped up too much in those kind of things. It's more about just being Hatebreed and doing what we do and worrying about us. So we have enough problems worrying about what we're going to do than what other people think's metalcore and the scene and this and that. We're just lucky to be a band after 20 years because everything changes so much, especially in the States. You know, with the younger kids, they get into the music and then a year later they're into something else. So. I think being true to what we're about and trying to stick to the original formula makes it so we're able to continue to do that. And I don't know, I let the metalcore and all that we just try not to get too wrapped up into it. So, but I mean, it's good to see bands that are to be successful, especially friends of ours. You know, when we come over to Seas and we see other bands like we're touring with and playing on festivals. So it's tough though. It's tough for a band to start out like nowadays because there's so many bands out there doing it. But yeah, just in metalcore alone. So.
Has to share the stage or just touring with Napalm Death?
I love Napalm Death. I mean, I wish they would play 2 hours every night, but it's good to tour with them. And when we were in Spain, we had the Exploited on some of the shows, and that was a real treat. This was a tour that I was looking forward to for a long time. To tour with Napalm Death's great. We had them out in the States a few years back. Actually, it's been a while now since we did that, but they're great guys, and we enjoy hanging out with them, and we're on the bus together, and it's been a good time, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the shows. They're a great band.
What about the set list? It changed for every show, or maybe for every country?
Well, we have a list of about 50 songs, and it's on the drum riser for our singer to look at, and he decides what song's next, and he yells it out, and we have about 1 second to think about how it goes and play it, which is cool because we're playing a different set every single night. Obviously, you're going to hear the songs that we have to play, the Live for Thises and the To the Thresholds and Destroy Everything, but all the songs in between those could be anything. It makes it fun for us. It gives the fans something to talk about, and it keeps us on our feet. So I'm in the process of making tonight's right.
Yeah.
What is it? It's halfway done, so we'll see.
Okay, what's your plans for the future? What do we have to expect from the band?
A lot of touring the rest of the year. We're going back to the South Pacific Rim and doing Indonesia and the Philippines and then Hawaii on the way home, and a lot of in and out of Europe all summer, and maybe some shows in the States, and then thinking about doing a record next year. We're gonna continue to ride out the Divinity of Purpose for this year and get into the studio next year and do another one. So it's more of the same. It's just a cycle, and we're gonna continue. It is the 20th anniversary of Hatebreed though, so this is a big deal for us.
Are you preparing something for it?
I hope so. I mean, it's not every.
Give me some anticipation.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but it's not often that bands like in our genre anyway last 20 years. So I hope that we do something good. We should for sure. I think we owe it to ourselves to do something special. So we'll see. There's nothing planned right now though. So we better get on that. Time's wasting, huh?
There are some or few songs already done for maybe the new album?
There always is. There's always stuff being worked on and things like that. It's hard on the road, though, with all the distractions. We try to keep that for when we're back home. But there's always ideas and things sitting around in a vault that we like to call, and we'll see. Frank from Hatebreed, and you're watching Metallus.it.